Because I'm starting a little bit early, I will give you a couple of tools that you might want to use over the Christmas period. And actually, I have just discovered, well, in fact, I'd seen this tool a while ago, but I hadn't done a presentation about it. I put up a new video yesterday on a new technology that I hadn't covered before on YouTube, and it's going ballistic. And it's actually at the moment running as the fastest video that I've put up for many years. And so I thought I'd show it to you because I think it's a real eye opener. And incredibly, what I'm going to show you now, incredibly, I'm going to use the free tool. Now, I will be paying for this tool because it's that good. It's worth me paying for. But I can't believe that this technology exists. And I'd really put it up there. As I said, I had seen it, I'd worked through it, I'd made videos for my Patreon people, but I'd never actually shown anyone on YouTube or outside of YouTube this technology. So I'm going to quickly jump over to you and I'll give you a quick taster of this technology because it really is. I think you're going to find this really surprising. So the technology is called Magic School. I'm just going to move my over here. In fact, what I'll do is I'll minimize that so I don't need the camera. And look, I've logged into the free tool, guys, and I just want you to look at the number of tools that this technology has. So this is basically like a kind of one-stop shop for teachers to try to help them with all sorts of things to do with teaching and learning. So it's not only for language teachers, but it's actually for just general teachers as well. This can be a bit overwhelming, but because they've made the way it's all laid out so clear, it's not actually that bad. It really is actually quite easy to work with. Now, I want to highlight a few unbelievable, exceptional tools that I've come across. One of them is the writing feedback. So you can actually click here on the writing feedback. You put in the grade. All right. So you will have to kind of work out because this is an American grading system, unfortunately, but you kind of just estimate around the similar sorts of grades. So you'll have to kind of work it out from, this being first grade around 5 years, etc. Okay. You put in whatever it is that is the assignment that you ask the students to do. You give them some information on where you want the feedback, and then you paste in the text here. You can give additional information here. You can paste in the text here, and it will actually give you feedback. Now, I've been trying this not only because I don't teach, I do some test classes. I run test classes and I run my Patreon training, but I don't actually teach any students recently. So I was using this for just giving feedback on my own work because my writing in English is absolutely terrible. I've never been a particularly good writer. And I tried it the other day with just my profile. So I just copied my profile, but you could do this definitely with a piece of students' work. Now on my Patreon, that's the people that are a part of my kind of club. I have like a club where teachers kind of meet with me, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later. Many of the teachers have already started using this technology, and they're really impressed. So I've put in here. I'm going to obviously put the level up higher. So I'm going to put this professional staff, so this is a professional profile page for my website, which provides information about my career and current activities. And then I want some feedback on the organization, the quality of the English, the level of the formality, and the range of vocabulary. Range of vocabulary is something I always suffer with. Okay, I'm not a big reader in English because I spend most of my free time studying other languages. So I don't read a lot in English. So my vocabulary in English is I think is quite reduced for someone. It should be a lot better. So if I paste that text in. Okay, so you could do this with any text. Okay, then you click on this button here and it's going to provide you with feedback. Now, I've actually done this before and I was really impressed with the feedback that it gave me. It gave me some really useful feedback on, particularly on just the way that my text was organized. Okay. And I've actually started to implement some of the ideas that it provided me with. Okay. Now, I can't believe that this is free. This really is an impressive technology. And as I said, I put it up yesterday onto YouTube, and I think it's already had about 700 or 800 watches, which for me is really good. And the click-through rate, the number of people that are clicking on it on YouTube is higher than most of my other videos. So this is a really good sign for me. It's always nice when I do a video that's very popular. So one of the things that it says here, because I have done this before, is that it gave me some guidance about organizing the text so that I was profiling the things that I'm currently doing more at the beginning and then do the historical part towards the end. And it also gave me some great suggestions on kind of some of the sentences that were rather long, etc. So that's just one tool. If I click back here, and I want to point out another one to you, all right? So remember, this is free. It's called Magic School. And what I've done is I've made a video for you showing you how the technology works. We looked at that one there, which I've saved in my favorites. As I've said, this technology has absolutely massive. Like, it will rewrite a text, it will plan a lesson, it will produce multiple choice questions from a YouTube video, for example. Let's look at that, because that's quite useful, yeah, especially as we're coming up to Christmas. Maybe you want to do a lesson, yeah. So I've got a video here. I'm going to copy the link to that video. Okay, I'm going to jump back to Magic School, and the one I want to work with then is YouTube video questions. So I click here. What I really like about this technology is that the format is always the same. So it's really quite easy to use. So let's imagine I was going to do this in 7th grade. Okay, so sort of 12 years old. I'm going to choose multiple choice questions. I'll have 7 questions. I just paste in the video that I want to work with. Okay, make sure that it's okay, and then I click on generate, and it's going to generate the comprehension questions that go along with that video. Now, of course, you need to check them through. So far, I've not had any problems at all. Okay, obviously, it's going to depend on what you use. You don't have to go with exactly what's there on the screen. Okay, you can always edit it. You've always have got the option to edit. But of course, what you can do now is just copy that, and then you could play the video in the class with your students, and they could then obviously, answer the questions. So that's another example of a tool that I know the teachers on my Patreon have been really impressed with. I'm going to show you my favorite. As I said, I can't emphasize how many tools, and I'm only using the free tool at the moment. I'm definitely planning on buying this because there are too many things here that I need. So I'd rather have the full one, but you may want to just look through here and try out. This text rewriter is very good. In fact, it's the text rewriter that I'm using to improve some of the text on my website. So pasting in the text and then getting it to rewrite it for me, okay? And you can set the criteria for how you want it to be written. So if we went back to, okay, and I copy this again, all right? And we went back again to Magic School, and we come down to the text rewriter, okay? What you do here, I think if I remember rightly, is, let me just click that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm pasting in the text. Now I can actually tell it here what I want. Yeah, I want it more formal, more formal. Sorry. Okay, so this is going to rewrite my text, but in a specific way, more formal and with a wider range of academic vocabulary. Okay, let's say, not professional vocabulary. Okay, and then I'm going to generate. Okay, and this is actually what I've been doing. I've been using this tool to kind of improve. Now, I haven't taken everything, all right, and I've been doing it with various parts of my website. Okay, this is my profile page. So there are some really nice things in here. I've already been using this tool. So, I mean, for example, I can see here the word accolades. Well, I'm not using that word. Esteemed organization. Sometimes it's a little bit pioneering. I really like that word. So they've changed my text and they're using a much wider range of vocabulary. Leverage. I really like that. Okay, so I can take many of the ideas from here and adapt them and add them into clientele. That's a nice word. Okay, so in other words, you can use that tool that's called the text rewriter. You just simply paste in the text and tell it what you want it to do, and it will do it for you. Now, again, I'm not saying that I'm using absolutely everything, but I'm often taking a lot of these ideas and using them to adapt and tidy up my website. I'm actually slightly dyslexic, so it's really useful to have these tools available to me. Okay. Now, what's my favorite one? Okay. This. Okay. Magic School, guys, this one, but I've got a handout for you to show you this tool. This for me is a game changer. And this is the one that really opened up my eyes. Okay. I'm going to click on it. It's called the rubric generator. I hate rubrics. Rubrics is funny, Rob, talking about, how long you've been teaching. I've been teaching since 1987. And I even never remember in those times reference to the word rubric. It's kind of become a word that become more common in the language of education much later on. Okay. But rubrics really are kind of setting standards for marking a piece of work. And I hate writing them. I really hate writing them. So let's just do an obvious one that we might do with our students so you can just see how good this technology is. So we'll choose another grade and I'll put this up to sort of like a much higher level. So this is around about sort of 16 years old, something like that. Yeah. I'll have a point scale of 5, which I kind of like. And then I've got to put a description in. So I've got here, in fact, it's got one here. I write a persuasive essay that convinces the reader to change a school policy. Okay, so now I'm going to write a discursive essay. So I'm just putting in here what what the assignment was. Write a discursive essay um, um, with in the form of for and against, discussing the merits of, let's put solar power. Okay, I'm just inventing this. Okay, I'm imagining the sort of thing that you might do with your students. Okay, now what do I want them to? What do I want the standards to focus on? I want clear paragraphs. Yeah, dealing with specific topics. Okay, a clear introduction. Okay, introducing the topic. I want a nice balanced essay with good use of adverbs, of good use of words like secondly, thirdly, to organize arguments. And one last thing I would like in this essay from my students is a nice, clear conclusion with a definite argument. Okay, so I'm going to ask for that. Okay, so this is going to write the rubric for me. I'm hoping. I'm going to click on here. And I'm hoping it's going to produce a rubric based on this. Now, again, guys, I'm not using this. I love this because I just hate these things. This is really helpful for me. Okay. Wow. Okay. Really, really helpful to me in terms of me just getting me started. Okay. So it's written out the rubric, what I should be looking for, and in an introduction, if it's an excellent, a proficient, developing, emerging, etc. And it's produced the whole rubric. Now, again, I wouldn't be using this specifically word for word, but I would copy that and then I would adapt it. But it's a great starting point. And I hate rubrics. I always, obviously at university, well, in fact, in education generally now, we have to write these rubrics all the time. And I find them really, really hard to kind of start. So I love the fact now that I've got that technology available to me. Okay. So that's really interesting, guys. And in fact, I'll tell you what I will do. If I just jump over to my channel very quickly, I'm going to share in the screen this video. Okay, this is the one that I launched only yesterday. All right, so I'm just going to copy that link. I'll stop sharing for a minute, guys, and I'll just paste that link into the website just in case you guys want to watch that video. Okay, that shows you how to use Magic School, and I'm emphasizing here that Magic School is actually free. I'm using the free technology. I'm nothing to do with them. I'm going to contact them. Definitely want to contact them and see if there's any way that I can work with them in the future. But I have to say that that's a pretty good tool. Any reaction from that in the chat window? Does that seem interesting, guys? As I said, the reaction on my YouTube channel and also my Patreon people is that that's a really interesting website. Just be interested if any of you agree with me in the chat window there. Okay. Let me just have a look at everyone in the meeting, see if anyone's yeah. Okay, that I really yeah. Okay. So other people, yeah. Does it work in? I'm not sure, Herbs. You'll have to check that out. I've not had time. I've been my group on my Patreon are yeah. I would really give it a look into. Okay, I can tell you top secretly that there is another tool actually that's been developed at the moment that's specific for language teachers. That's kind of similar from another company. Yes, very dyslexic friendly, which is brilliant for me. Some of you that follow me will know I'm always making typos in my newsletter, and then I always have to email you back and say I'm really sorry. I am slightly dyslexic. Okay, I mean, not that it's kind of hindered me in any way, but certainly I am. When I've had tests, I've been told I am actually dyslexic. Okay, guys, right. Yeah, it's free. Okay, so yeah, I really would suggest that. Make use of my video because in my video I kind of went through about 3 or 4 examples of technologies. I'm going to show you one more because Rob kind of got me to start a little bit early. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll just do a quick presentation and then I'll show you one more. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Okay. Lovely to see nice to see so many people early in the morning. I'm sitting in my office here. It's freezing cold in Ljubljana. It's not snowing outside, but there's frost everywhere. I've got a real fire on. I've got a real fire in my house here in Poland, and I have to chuck wood on it. So I made sure I was topped up with wood before I started this presentation. Right, I've got a couple more specials for you. Okay, but I just want to do a quick presentation and just to give you a little bit of information and maybe get some of you to join me on my Patreon and also just to be aware of a few things that I'm doing. All right, and then I'll give you some more freebies. Okay, because I mean the freebies are really important. We want the freebies. We want to so let me just jump into my presentation. So if I just click here, it will come into kind of full screen mode. Let me just click on that. Okay, lovely. And I'm just going to jump back. So I know most of you know me, but some people might. My name's Russell Stannard, and I run a website called Teacher Training Videos. And basically what I do is try to make technologies I'll try to make videos to show teachers how to use different technologies. And I'm technophobic. I know people don't believe me. They think I'm really good with technology. I'm not. I really have to study a lot to make these videos. And that's the reason that the website started. I was writing about technology and people were asking me questions. Well, Russell, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? And so I started making the videos and then I put them onto teachertrainingvideos.com. Now, just one thing, just to tell you, that some of you might find really interesting is that over the years, and Teacher Training Videos has got about 80,000 people on it, or signed up to the channel, and there's about 10,000 now on my newsletter. Is that people kept asking me, well, Russell, how do you make the videos? How did you build up your business? How come you're running your business on YouTube? How did you do that? And so I actually launched a new channel just last week. I've been thinking about this for a long time, where I literally just teach you everything about making educational videos, setting up a YouTube channel, making money from YouTube, how it all works. And if you're interested, that website is called Screencast Guru. I've put the link here, and I will share the link to you in a minute, okay? Screencast Guru. And so it's all free. At the moment, everything on that site is free. I will eventually add a course or some special things for people that want more. But I'm doing these days as much training, helping teachers to set up their YouTube channel if they want to promote their private lessons or they've got a small business that they want to start. Or actually, I'm working with some big companies. I just did some work with American Airlines, company promoter for that particular. So I've done lots of different things, but obviously predominantly it's people working in teaching. So Screencast Guru is my new channel, and it's all free, and it's all videos about how to build up a YouTube channel, how I use Camtasia, how I make my thumbnails, how you do it all, how you can generate an income from YouTube, especially if you're a private language teacher. It can be really good for you. Okay. And I will share that link live in a sec. Now, just very quickly. So, I run teachertrainingvideos.com. I spend a lot of my time looking on the internet, looking at technologies, working through them, testing them out. I don't teach anymore. So I sometimes have little test groups of teachers that are students that I work with just to test out a technology. But I also actually get paid by companies. They say to me, Russell, we're going to come up with a new technology for making quizzes. Can you give us feedback on all the technologies that are currently available? So sometimes I even get paid. I had 2 projects this year where I get paid to work through and find these new technologies, test them out, and then give feedback to companies. And so for that reason, I'm often quite up to date with what technologies are available. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I put those videos onto YouTube. I don't always put them onto YouTube. But that's really basically how I keep learning about all these technologies. Now, I put my videos onto YouTube, and you can use those videos for free. Obviously, there are ads from YouTube, and obviously there's promo from me. If you do watch my videos on YouTube, please like them, please share them, comment on them. YouTube is getting more and more competitive. It's still a brilliant industry to get into. You can still make money on YouTube, but it's still, and in fact, at the moment, they're really encouraging new people to start. But, it really helps me if you like, share, and comment on my videos, because then YouTube, if it sees that lots of people like, share, and comment, will begin to promote them as well. Okay, because obviously most of the promotion work's done by me. YouTube does a little bit, but if it sees that a video is popular, it will begin to promote it more. So please, if you do watch my videos, always like them, share them, comment on them, particularly like them, but if you can, share and comment on them. Now, what happened was many people said, Russell, I'd like to do training with you. I'd like to meet you. And so I decided to set up a Patreon site. Now, Patreon works like this. Every month, I put up 3 additional videos onto Patreon. These videos have no ads, no promo, and they're more practical. I show you a technology, and then I show you how to actually use that technology. And I show you lots of ideas so you can use it in the class. Now, what we also do, and this is my favorite part, is that we meet once a month to then test out that technology and do activities with me online so you really know how it works. So, for example, Padlet is a brilliant technology, maybe one of the best that's around at the moment. Okay, I did present it at IATEFL this year. Now, Padlet is a bit tricky. So meeting me online and asking me questions and clarifying things and doing activities with me is a real opportunity to really make sure you understand that technology so you can use it in the classroom. So if you join me on Patreon, I try to keep the price really, I think it's really cheap. I charge $6 a month. And if you join for $6 a month, you get 3 additional videos, no ads, no promo, and very direct with lots more practical ideas. You also get to meet me online once a month. Of course, we record those meetings because most teachers don't come along. I normally only get a group of like 8 or 9. I've got about 80 people on Patreon, but only about 7, 8, 9 people come along to the meeting. But I record the meeting. But if you do come along, they're super practical because I actually do an activity with you so you can see exactly how to do it with your students. Now, the other thing about Patreon is that I've set it up in such a way that if you join, you get access to all of the content that was previously on the website. So all of the stuff that I've loaded up over the last year, you also get access to that. So all of the backdated material. Now remember, everything on Patreon is right up to date. In other words, I put many videos onto Patreon cover many technologies that I don't even cover on YouTube, or they always go first onto Patreon. Everyone on Patreon sees everything before anybody else. So, for example, they saw on Magic School a few months back. when Diffit updated, they saw that straight away. I've got a technology at the moment that I'm showing on Patreon, or I'm just about to show, that is not even released to the public, as I said, because I do actually work for companies who are asking me to, look at their technologies for them. So Patreon also means that you get early access. Now you can leave at any time. You can, if you join, it's just $6 per month, free additional videos, plus a meeting with me on Zoom once a month for 1 hour where we actually do activities. All of that's recorded and you get all of the backdated materials. If I was to just really quickly show that to you, let me just jump out of my this so that I can just quickly show you Patreon and just give you a bit of a taster. This is my Patreon site, okay? And here you get, I always put the actual training videos in this blue color, okay? So that everyone knows that that's a specific training video. So I did a video just a couple of days ago, for example, on how Padlet works for video discussions, which a lot of teachers don't realize that Padlet is brilliant for audio and video. It's probably one of the best technologies. And then the live recordings are always in this color, so that you can find them. I also organized a kind of library, so you can go straight to the library and you can get all the backdated content for all of the different activities that I'm doing. But this homepage is really useful because you can just kind of flick through the homepage and see here all of the content. Yeah, so I'm always trying free creative lesson ideas. This was a lovely video. I looked at ChatGPT, but I really pushed out the boat and I showed you, look, these are some experimental things that I've done with some of my students. So I tried to make this stuff really practical. Okay, look, you can see that Magic School, we'd already covered it more than a month ago on Patreon, even though I only released the video on YouTube today. Now, if you join, you get all of this for free, okay? All of the previous recordings of the webinars and all the videos. Now, the other thing about these videos is they're not long. I just get straight to the point. Right, guys, look, this is the technology. This is how it works. These are the these are some ideas to try out in class. So basically, you're getting two things. You're getting 3 additional videos every month and the meeting with me. To do the meeting, what I do is I just send up put up a post saying, right, next meeting is on such and such a day. Sign up here. You just sign up. The meetings and all the content is all exclusive. You will never find any video that I put onto Patreon anywhere else, or certainly someone might have nicked it off me and put it up there, but that's actually quite hard to do anyway. But I make all these videos completely and utterly original. So all the videos that are on Patreon are exclusively for Patreon, okay? So it's just in case anyone wants to go that bit further and they want training with me, and it isn't like a course that's going to cost you like $200 or $300 or anything like that. No, it's just $6 a month. It works for me because there's about 80 people signed up, and so it brings me in, I don't know, an extra $300 or $400 a month. Okay, I don't make a lot of money on YouTube. People always think that you're making masses of money on YouTube. I think at the moment I'm making about $600 a month from YouTube, and it's got more than 400 videos on YouTube. So it's not a brilliant way of working anyway. It's a great way of promoting yourself, but you have to be very, very successful on YouTube to make money from YouTube. You can make money through the promotion work you do on YouTube, obviously, but to actually make money on YouTube, you've got to be very, very successful. So Patreon also helps me to work independently, to work for myself, so that I don't work at university or anything anymore. But all of the content's there. And as you can see, people really engage with it. People say to me sometimes that there's too much stuff on here. So that's one of the reasons why I really try to make the videos quite short and to the point. So you can literally come on, click on the video, and it's probably going to be 10 minutes long. Okay, love to see some of you join in. As I said, if you join, you get all of that material for 1 year. Everything, as well as, of course, all the new videos. Now, I want to point out another technology, just because we're coming up to Christmas time, and I just thought that you might want something for your Christmas. I'm just going to share with you this link. This is my new my new channel. It's called Screencast Guru, okay? And it's all about how you, I've already got 140 subscribers. Wow, I didn't even realize that. That's good. So, Screencast Guru is all about how you could make a business making videos using Camtasia, how I put them onto YouTube, blah, 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 blah. And it's all free, okay? I'll quickly share that in the chat window, just in case anyone wants to join me on Screencast Guru. Chat's here. Let me just paste that in.
I just did for you.
Oh, you're a star. Thank you very much. That's really good. Right, guys, I'm going to give you another quick taster of another technology that has been, in fact, the last three videos. In fact, the last three videos that I've uploaded onto YouTube are some of the fastest, most successful one. Well, the start off, let's see, it takes a long time to build up to 15, 20,000 views. But I just want to show you this one. If you follow my work, you know that I shared this last week. Again, this is really interesting, guys, because it's free. Okay, and this could be brilliant for your and we just got about enough time to play it. This is basically will allow you to create a game from a YouTube video. All right, so I've just gone on to Questionwell for teachers. Questionwell, it's called questionwell.org. And if I just put in here, I'm just going to quickly let's grab that same YouTube video as before. So let me just go and quickly, I had a YouTube video that we were watching. I'm going to copy this one here. Okay. I'll come over to Questionwell, and all I do is choose 10 multiple choice questions, and I'm just going to paste in the
Russell,
YouTube video. Yeah.
we're not seeing it. We're seeing your PowerPoint still.
Thank you. Brilliant. Oh God. Oh, right. That's funny because it's not showing me that on my screen. Sorry. All right. No problem. Okay. Lovely. All right, guys. Cheers. Thank you. Right. Let me just quickly come back on it. We've only got a few minutes, but I've got a video for this anyway. All right. I just want to point this out to you guys because this is brilliant. And as I said, this is another one that, right. So I've gone on to Questionwell. I click on Create Set. And I'm just going to set 10 questions, multiple choice. I'm going to click on here, based on, just click on this button here and paste in the YouTube video that you want to work with. And then click on search. Okay. And then hopefully it's going to find that video. Keep my finger, there it goes. Okay. I'm just going to scroll down. I'm going to click on save. Okay. And now I'm going to click on create questions. Now, incredibly, that's going to create 10 questions around that YouTube video, but not that you're going to copy those questions and paste them. No, you can do this live in a lesson. Okay, so you could choose a nice video for Christmas, for example, and use that since we're coming into the Christmas period. Okay, it's going to generate the questions. It's going to generate lots of other material around it as well that you can make use of. But what is so good is the format, the way it formats this. It's probably the best YouTube quiz game I've so far come across. There it is. It's made it for me, right? Just to quickly go through what it does. You get the transcript on the left-hand side. You get your 10 questions here. And you can choose which questions you like, because if you don't want to use them all, you don't have to. But just for argument's sake, I'm going to click on this button here, which allows me to select all of them. And then all I need to do, this is amazing, nothing else. Obviously, check your questions, guys. Click on export questions, okay? And then the tool that you want to work with is this one here. Notice you can even export to Google Forms, which I also made a video about. But watch this. I'm going to click on Questionwell. I'm going to click on generate code and we're ready. Now I'm going to share the link to this in the screen, okay? And you'll be able to play this game, or if you've got your telephone, just point your telephone at the screen now and you can play this game now, okay? It's that quick. Really, really interesting. I'll also share this in the chat window, guys, so that in case any of you just want to click on the link and see, okay? It's called Questionwell. Again, I covered this technology on Patreon about 2 months ago, but I only made the video for YouTube last week. Okay, so you really might want to find this one. I really like this technology. I love when you play the game, the way that it works. It means that you watch the video. Let me quickly show you. In fact, if I jump over to another browser, I could quickly show you this, even myself. So look, just going to jump over to another browser and log in as a student myself. Okay. When you play this game, just write your name. We want to write Russell. And then you start. This is great for homework, for example. The video starts playing. So you start playing the video. And then when you start playing the video, I have to sign in. Sorry, I have to sign in, so I won't be able to do that. If you start playing the video, then as it comes to the question, it will stop, and it will then you can then answer the question. Now, the good news is that if you're a student, if you're a teacher, you also get feedback on your students' performance. So if you've pointed your telephone at the screen now, you'll be able to log in, or if you clicked on that link. But if you come over to the your assignments, you can see and get breakdown of all of how many people have got how many questions wrong, questions right, etc. Okay, so you get view results. So I can click on the results and see the results after the activity. So that is a fabulous technology. That one's called Question Well. I have to thank Joe Dale, friend of mine, another great speaker. Well, I'm not a great speaker, but he's a great speaker, and he's got some great technology. He suggests some great technologies, and it was in one of his presentations that I come across that technology. And it's another one that my teachers love and that we've been sharing. I'm going to stop.